Welcome to Bleav In 76ers with your hosts, former 76ers point guard Eric Snow and two Sixers fanatics in Marcus and Teja Dash. Bleav In 76ers is presented by BetOnline.AG.
BetOnline is your number one source for all your sports betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use promo code BLEAV for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. I thought that was him, the GM. But...
That should also be like GM.
Yeah. All right. So we're ready. All right. So 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Bleav In 76ers podcast. I'm Marcus Dash here with legendary 76ers point guard Eric Snow and my brother Teja Dash. Last week we were talking about, are we exceeding expectations? And since that topic, I think we're on a losing streak since we even discussed exceeding expectations or whatnot on the season. So 0-2 since that topic. Hopefully we get back on track, but we're going to kind of dive into what's kind of gone wrong over the last few games for our guys. But how's everyone doing?
I'm doing good. You?
Good, waiting for these playoffs to start.
Yeah, NFL playoff season. It's a nice little spot before, we got to kind of get into the heat of like the NBA stuff with the. I think it times out perfectly because you go playoffs, and then I think that's done right before trade deadline approaches for basketball.
Well, the NFL playoffs are disappointing, from a standpoint of the seeding because we have the second best record, for the most part. We had the second best record, and we were 5th seed. That's disappointing how they do that.
I still think your Browns are still
NBA. You can have that record and you won't be a 5th seed.
You're talking about your Browns, right?
So. Who else am I supposed to be talking about?
I don't know if you were saying Philly, like the Eagles or something.
Yeah, Philly's they're my second.
Okay,
team.
Yeah, I just wanted to make
Philly
sure.
Team second. Sixers is first. All the other Philly teams are second.
Okay, okay. So you got love for the Eagles, but when you say we, it's Browns. We.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm just clarifying that for everybody.
Is something wrong with that? I mean,
no.
Eagles number one for you?
We've had no. It is not. No, sir.
Okay, that's my point. Yeah.
No. I was just making sure.
Yeah. I'm saying in basketball, Sixers is number one.
Yeah. That's our we.
Say it again.
That's our we. Our we is the Sixers. That's our we there. So, but yeah, how do you feel? Just to real, how do you feel about that of the Eagles matchup against the Bucks?
That Texans station.
I'm sorry, Browns.
The Browns or the Eagles? What you talking about?
I know. I confused myself.
I mean, it's the playoffs, man. You're gonna play somebody that made the playoffs. So I think for us, we play. No, who we play? We play the Texans.
Texans. Yep.
Yeah, they playing well. I mean, we just beat them. Straw didn't play, and that's a big difference. So, winnable game. It's also a losable game.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you got to play. It's the playoffs. I mean, teams made it for a reason, and you got to play. So, hopefully, we pull it out, and hopefully who y'all play? The Chiefs. I mean, who y'all play? Ooh,
Dolphins.
Good luck.
You see,
they got a more accurate. We do know that they got a more accurate quarterback.
You see the weather for that game?
Yes.
Oh boy, 0 with feeling like negative 24.
Is that a definite weather, or is that just a report right now?
It seems likely.
Are they firm? Are they firm? It's not going to get any better.
I think earlier this morning I saw a report that said it's going to feel like anywhere from like -12 to -24. So it's going to be bad regardless.
So the game is Sunday or it's Sunday?
Saturday Saturday
night.
Oh, it's a night game?
It's a night game.
Ooh.
I know. They were really sticking it to Miami
yes.
by scheduling a night game.
Dolphins fans are trying to get the NFL to move the game to Indianapolis in a neutral site. There's a petition online. Yeah, there's a petition online from Miami fans trying to move the game to Indianapolis, citing the Bills game from like last year where they moved it because that snowstorm, and they're trying to get the NFL to move the game as well.
They did do that. I forgot they did that.
Yeah.
I forgot they did do that. I forgot all about that. But it's a 7:00 local game.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be
7 p.m.
6 degrees.
Yeah.
And that's on the high side, I heard.
That's not even 6 degrees, but that's not real feel though. The real feel is going to be negative if it's 6 degrees.
Oh yeah, it's going to be negative double digits feeling.
It's like 20, 30 mile per hour winds.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's going to feel good. Mahomes puts on his little turtleneck. He'll be all right.
It's going to feel good.
Get the hand warmers going. He'll be all right.
That's rough, man.
That's the kind of game you watch and you feel cold watching it.
It's not even in Buffalo.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what that weather is the following week if they make it past Pittsburgh. I think the Browns are the only away team that's a favorite this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, so that bodes well for you.
The Eagles aren't?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they are too. Yeah, in the AFC side, they're the only road AFC team that's a favorite. But yeah, the Eagles are as well.
Both your teams.
I mean, it doesn't shock me that we favor. I mean, that doesn't shock me. Not that it mean anything, but yeah, it doesn't. That doesn't shock me.
Both your teams are the road favorites, Eric.
Is your team favorite? Is your team favorite?
They should be favored by a lot more than that. That's for damn sure. We're only favored by 3.
3.5.
What are they favored by?
3.5.
3.5.
You think they should be favored by more than 3.5?
With they have like 7 guys out on defense and it's negative 20 degrees? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but y'all haven't really been playing
neither.
Plus,
neither one of those teams are playing that well, though. Neither team's playing well. Miami's not playing well.
I know, but they got a more accurate quarterback. And the best receiver on the field.
Who limps off the field every time he catches a ball.
Yeah, he's still a legend, but
how are those muscles?
I don't know. People have been saying y'all best
in negative 20 degree weather.
I don't know, but y'all. I mean, the word is y'all best pass catcher. Since all this what is it?
Swift.
All this attention has come his way. He's no longer the same guy either.
I knew there was gonna be a Swift comment coming.
All right.
I'm just saying that's what the word says.
I know that is the word. That's the word out there. I know.
D coordinator just saying 3 guys at Kelsey, doubling and tripling them like he's never seen before.
That's a lot of attention.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, but that's not the attention I'm talking about.
I know it's not. Yeah.
Yeah,
they're giving him that Swift attention on the field.
Yeah.
But we kind of mentioned at the beginning of the show about how our Sixers have not looked the best recently. So Friday night, ESPN, we got our butts kicked at home by the New York Knicks, and our butts kicked against Utah without Embiid. And Nick Nurse was not happy at all about it. Had a whole scathing thing about it. We got the quote right here. Obviously, the easy way out is to say, "Oh, we're beat up and we don't have enough people." But I can't accept that as a coach. There's a way we want to play regardless of who's out there, and that's what I gotta do to make sure to nip it. Do you guys agree with Coach Nurse on what he's got to say about the last 2 games?
Yeah, I'm big on not making excuses for when you don't play well or guys being out. That's why you got a team. So you got to figure it out. Yeah, you don't have your best player. Yes, that matters, but the schedule you still got to play the games. So you got to find a way to win a game. You got to find a way to be productive when guys come out. I mean, if not, then if a guy get injured in the playoffs, you may say, "Oh, well, we just forfeit. Let somebody else take our place."
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, you can't make the excuses. You got to play. So I'm not for all that complaining when the guys are out. I don't get that. But I don't think people care. I mean, you look at the standings, and they put the standings in there based on wins and losses, and they have no column that says, well, this game Joel and other guys didn't play. That doesn't exist.
Those are fan excuses.
Find a way to get it done. Huh? Yeah, I was just saying, like, they don't have a column for that.
No. They have us to say that for them. Actually, be like, well, Embiid didn't play. That's why we lost, right?
Yeah.
And you guys, and your team in the playoffs, didn't you guys win? How many games did AI miss that playoffs? You missed one, right?
No.
1 or 2. He didn't miss any.
One. I think he missed. I think he missed that one in Milwaukee. Was it game 5?
And you won.
Or game,
right?
No,
look it up right now.
We lost. We almost won. I think it was game 3. We lost game 2 and 3. I think it was 3. We almost won, or either 4, 3 or 4.
Yeah. You
in
lost
Milwaukee. We almost won.
Yeah, it was
Which
game
one was it?
1, 2, 3. Game 3.
Yeah,
game 3.
because we had
First
lost.
one. It was the first one at Milwaukee.
2. Yes, and then we lost game 2, and then we ended up winning game 4 when he came back.
Yep. But hey, I mean, you lost by 6.
That's the game I re-broke my ankle. Game 4.
The one he came back.
Mm-hmm. When I re-broke it, and then game 5 is when they announced that it was broken. But it happened in game 4. Sam Cassell, the same Zaza rule. I landed on his foot. It happened both times, and it happened with David Wesley the year before, and when the first time it happened. Second time it happened, Sam did it. Same exact play.
Damn. Brutal.
And like people say all those dirty plays. Like we didn't never really seen that as dirty plays because like we were all taught to contest the shot. When guys went up, like that's how you were taught to play to contest. Like we weren't taught to watch his landing. Like no one. We're trying to get people hurt, but that's not what the conversations were about as far as contest. It was all defense were, get under him, contest, hand in the face. Like, I'm glad they put it in, which the rule was in when we played.
Yeah, it might have saved your second one if it happened after the Wesley one. Yeah. Do you think they put it in because the Zaza one was so high profile and in the playoffs, or do you think it was just happening at a higher rate? I never really thought about that before.
Yeah, it was probably it was more attention was being brought to it. It wasn't something that had never happened in a while. I've been accused of doing it, and I can tell you that honestly, I've never. And I don't even know how to intentionally do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the way to clean it up is just make people focus on it. And that's how you do it. So, okay, you don't close out like this. Don't do this, and you practice it. Sort of like what Tom Brady was saying, like you got to practice throws where guys don't get hit, or you got to practice getting like the whole thing. Like if you put a rule in, then guys will abide by the rule and practice that way, so they won't practice closer closeouts to a shooter. So now you kind of know I have to give them room, I have to give them space to land, and that's what you'll do based on what the rule allows.
And it still happens, which goes to show you how hard it is to avoid it sometimes.
It's hard. It's hard if you're trying to contest because, say, for instance, you contesting not even a guy like Kevin Durant. That's not even fair. Like just a guy that's taller than you. So if I'm
okay.
like Nicholas, like Tobias, for instance, who's not as tall as KD, but if a guy is smaller trying to contest him, if you aren't the further away you are, like you're not impacting his shot at all.
Yeah.
And you're taught not to jump because that's bad defense.
Yeah. And ironically, Embiid hurt his leg or ankle falling on someone's foot. That was a layup, so it's different, but still. I'm actually surprised. I say this all the time. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often. As big as basketball players' shoe sizes are, and all of them jammed in the paint, I'm surprised it doesn't happen all the time, like 5 times a game, 6 times.
They don't contest at a higher as a high rate like they used to. Guys contest now and they kind of run to the side. They'll
but
run
even like
to the
layups
side
or rebounds in the paint,
really
like grabbing a rebound in the paint. I'm just surprised it doesn't happen like every other play. I'm amazed at that. Just think of this. Think of the space.
But people sort of, you get it. You understand it. Like when people jump and have the space to jump, like you're not in position. If someone's jumping and they're rebounding, if you come into that position, you'll hit them before they land. So it won't just be they land on your feet because you'll hit them before they come down. So it'll be more of whether you knock them off, where they falling forward, guys falling on their arms and legs and all, they falling off balance more so than them landing on your foot. That's usually more in a jump shot with a contest or a guy running and you step on your foot or something like that, more so than a rebound.
That's true. As far as going back to your question, Marcus, yeah, I mean, I agree with Nurse's comments, especially when you play teams like the Jazz, who are playing better. They're playing really well as of late, but you should be able to win some of these games even without Embiid. Like we shouldn't, getting blown out with him with the Knicks, although that game was crazy. They had more made 3-pointers in the first half than we had attempted. Like they were on fire. They couldn't miss that game. That was like, they're like, okay, forget about it. Game's over game. But the Jazz, you should be able to pull that kind of game out. If you're an elite team, you want to be considered an elite team, even without your best player, you guys need to show up for it and beat, inferior opponents. So, and it's basketball. Every other game, someone's out. Like, so you can't go around saying, "Oh, we should lose this game because so and so's out," or "We should win this game because so and so's out."
It's fair. A lot of the Villanova guys back in Philly too. Hart, Brunson, DiVincenzo, all those guys are back. Thriving on the Philly crowd. So there you go.
Yeah, there are 3 guys from that. Yeah, that's true.
Get some juice in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of leads us into our next question. Speaking of Embiid's injuries and excuses, so Embiid has missed 5 out of the last 7 games, with the Sixers going 3-4 over that stretch. Joel was seen with a really thick wrap over his knee, which is starting to make Sixers fans nervous. You should have seen Sixers Twitter yesterday. It was rough. Everyone's very scared. You're talking ankle injuries, and now we're talking knee injury. I don't know. But he's already considered doubtful for tomorrow's game against the Hawks. So I got a couple questions for you guys. How nervous are you for Embiid's recent injuries? We got ankle, and now we're talking knee. And does this put even more pressure to make a deal sooner rather than later to take some of the weight off of Embiid's shoulders
or knee?
Yeah. Interesting, because maybe a week or so ago you probably thought differently. The fact that he's getting close to the threshold of number of games missed and he's still missing games tells me that the injury is probably more significant than what's being said, unfortunately. Because you're taking away those quote unquote luxury games at the end of the season where guys don't play.
Yeah. So
I don't know how it can be done, but I think you need to have something in place, whether it's on the team or something you add to make up for as much as possible for Joel being limited. That may have to be addressed. And I don't say out, I'm just saying limited. I don't necessarily know you have to say you need to go get a 5-man or a center, but something where you may have to address him missing the game or something. And how can you make up for that? But I would say I'm a little more on the worried side than I was a week or so ago, because I like I said before, I do think that with him getting to that threshold, I know that's not the tell-all, but I'm sure he would like to be considered for MVP. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm sure he would like to be considered for that. And the team would like, and the players would like for him to be considered for that. So, and we have some games coming up. The more and more we play on national TV, the more and more better teams. Still a lot of teams out there that we haven't played very much, so we still have to play. We still have to go out west, and so and we don't have that big of a cushion from the teams behind us.
It's tight.
We're close to the teams in front, but the teams behind us aren't that far back. So home court it's still important. And this stretch run, we're in January. We're in January, so it's for the most part 3 months of the season left.
Wow, I didn't even realize that we are 2.5 games above the next 5 teams. The next 5 teams after us have the same exact record.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. We're not as far in front of the teams behind us as you think we are.
Yeah. Wow. Bad time to lose 2 straight, huh? So do you kind of going on what you just said, does legit backup big kind of creep up the rankings on what we need to look at and prioritize in the trade deadline in your mind for all these injuries, like a Drummond, where we didn't want to waste assets on a big name?
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I don't really know if it's just specifically backup big or just a legit another guy that could win a game for you.
Okay.
Or that can carry you a couple of games in addition to. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to necessarily be a big, because we may have serviceable bigs that can give us something and play, but then we get our scoring instead of getting it from the big, we get it from somewhere else. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think it necessarily has to be a big, or it's like someone else. Like, okay, we got somebody that we know can be that guy in addition to Maxey, and we can get something from Tobias, and they can win us a playoff game while Joel misses a game or something like that, or he's limited in the game. So, like I said, I don't necessarily think it needs to be a big per se.
Because there was that report, a week or 2 ago about the whole, our team's really good. Maybe we don't have to go after a 1A type player. We can go after more of a bargain role player, but maybe that changes to maybe going after maybe more of a top heavy type player because of this.
Yeah, if they decide to go that route, and that all depends on how they're looking at free agency in the summer. So
yeah,
I don't know. I got to make some decisions.
There's also a report yesterday. Was that Windhorst said that we're going to be very aggressive. So this comes as last week they were saying that we're going to wait a little bit, but now we're going to be aggressive. So who knows if those are linked together, this whole Embiid injury.
So if they say they, then we know it's coming from who's coming from someone. I don't know who's coming from, but somebody put that out there.
Yeah, someone's they.
Windhorst had a pretty good finger on the pulse of the Sixers move, so I definitely think that's coming from in the building. I think if he misses Atlanta, he'll be 9 games away from the threshold, I think is what I read. Of not being eligible. I want him to be eligible, but I also don't want to. I mean, yeah, I don't.
That's what 47 games left. It'll be 46 games left.
Yeah, there should be played 35 so far. So, yeah.
It's a good thing he won the MVP last year, so it shouldn't be as big of a thing for him to. I mean, obviously he wants the end of season accolade.
Easy for us to say, though.
I know, but at least he's already checked it off his box. So it's like, you know what, the health for the playoffs is a bigger deal right now than MVP.
And he says the same thing. He has said that before. So I guess we will see what's more important: playoff longevity and playoff health, or another MVP. Because he said he's won it. Now the main. Now it's getting to the next round and winning a championship. So I guess we'll have to see how important it is. Because
we'll see.
Sure, I want him to win one, but I'd rather him like the only thing worse than Embiid missing a game is by forcing him to play, or him forcing himself to play, re-injuring it, or making it worse and missing extended time. So I'm up for the cautious approach. I'd love to be cautious up until the playoff time. If he doesn't get the MVP because of that, so be it, man. You'll still average almost 35 points a game and like 13 rebounds. It's still one of the best seasons. Just because you played 2 less than the threshold, okay, you won't be eligible for the award. Again, easy for me to say, but I also want to be a little selfish because Marcus and I are going to the Tuesday game against the Nuggets at Philly. So if he can sit out the next couple games and be healthy for the Jokic game, I would really, that'd be great for me at least. Because I've gone to 5 Sixer games and he's played 1 quarter in those games. 1 quarter.
Did Joker sit out a game against us, or did Joel sit out a game against them?
Joel sat out 1.
He sat out the second one.
Yeah.
In Denver?
Yeah. Was that the Denver one or the Philly one?
It was in Denver because in Philly he had
the big one
game.
Yeah. He's had the Denver one.
Yeah.
But 1 quarter in 5 games. That's bad luck. So everyone wants to see you play Jokic. If there's 2 games everyone wants to see Embiid play in, it's the Jokic game and it's the Harden game.
Yep.
So I'm going to both, and I want to see him in both. So let's get it done.
When did they play the Clippers in LA?
March.
I might go to that game.
Yeah? Ooh. Going Sizzler, Eric. Let's go.
It's closer. Much closer flight, but yeah, I may go. I'll look at the schedule and see when they come in this way.
I think it's mid-March. I want to say it's like March 15th.
The LA, you're talking about the LA one, right? Yeah, it's the March 24th.
March 24th? Okay.
Yeah.
No, 20. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Back to back because they play LA, the Lakers right before that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a Sunday game, too.
Yeah, that's a week. That's a weekend? Yeah, I could probably make that. A weekend early game, too. I could probably make that.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's 3:30 game. Or 3:30 Eastern Standard Time, so noon.
12:30.
So they play the Clippers. Yeah, they play them twice in a week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 game Western road trip there, and then back to play LA back in Philly. That's a rough stretch, man. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 7 road games.
They play the Lakers. I can go to LA that whole weekend. We might go to LA that whole weekend, man.
Ooh,
Play the Lakers.
There you go.
Yeah, I might do that.
To Eric's point about January and we're starting to get a lot of nationally televised games. 11 of our next 11 games to finish out the month of January, we have 7 nationally televised games. Damn. So for those of you who didn't get the league pass, you got free TV, you got free games coming your way.
Yep, you got it.
So I hadn't even looked at the schedule. I hadn't even looked at the schedule. I just know how the league has done it in the past. Is they backload a lot of games, especially the national televised games, when the NFL season games are diminishing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Friday hosting Kings on ESPN. Monday hosting the Rockets on NBA TV. Tuesday hosting Nuggets on TNT. Then the following Monday hosting the Spurs on NBA TV. And then that Saturday on the 27th, we go to Denver on ABC. And then that Monday going to Portland, NBA TV. And then that Tuesday on TNT, going to Golden State.
Why they put that Portland game on there?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because Maybe because Lillard hadn't been traded yet, and they're like, you know what, he might still be there.
That's a rough road trip too. It's 5 straight road games.
No, it's a late game though. So you got to remember that's a later game.
Oh, that's true. They want just people to watch Embiid on the West Coast in the later
that's true
time slot.
Yeah.
Share the Embiid love. Let everyone get to watch him before he is ineligible for the NBA.
But that's on they got both of their TNT games 2 weeks apart. On Tuesday, they both play on Monday. That'll be interesting.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, you're right.
Back
to back, all on television. That's
Yes.
pretty crazy.
So,
yeah,
the Monday games might not
they'd
play.
rather him sit against Houston and play Denver, and they'd rather him sit against Portland and play Golden State.
Yeah,
that's what I said. Most of those, and you play the Nuggets the Saturday before.
Yeah,
before the Warriors. So that's a tough stretch. That's 3 and 4 nights. They don't usually do that very often.
There's some Sixers conspiracy theorists online who'd say the NBA wants us to lose on national television so we can be the laughing stock of the league. So I've already seen them this year. People's like, wow, we've already had this many back-to-backs already, and it's like it's crazy. Like other teams don't have this.
It is weird back-to-back on television like that.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it's a giant conspiracy theory.
No, I'm
see
not.
The Sixers lose on national television. But yeah, so a lot of national televised games coming up here. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, a lot of box office games between Jokic, Curry, and Embiid. Yeah, it's gonna be good stuff. Okay, one of the games that's not gonna be on national television is our game tomorrow night against the Atlanta Hawks. But interesting game about this is a lot of rumors coming out about us being interested in some of the guys on the squad, Bogdanovich and DeJounte Murray. So first question, who do you guys think wins this one? We are 1.5 point underdog, and we have a lot of guys who are game time decisions for this one tomorrow. And that is D'Anthony Melton, game time decision, Embiid, game time decision, but doubtful. Tobias Harris, game time decision, Robert Covington, game time decision, and Furkan Korkmaz, game time decision.
We're going to need Bobby Jackson on the court to play in this game.
I know. And then on the other side, they only have DeAndre Hunter, game time decision, and Garrison Matthews, his game time decision. So they'll probably be locked and loaded with some of these, with all their team. But 1.5 point underdog. This is the third time we played Atlanta. Second time we played them at Atlanta. We were 2-0 on them on the season. Both matchups we won by 10 or more. But this is the first time we played them this season without Embiid if he doesn't play tomorrow, which he's doubtful. So, and also too, so game picks. And on top of that, if you had to choose one player not named Trae Young on that squad to bring him over to Philadelphia, who would it be between, I mean, obviously DeJounte Murray or Bogdanovich, the two guys who we were rumored to be interested in?
I don't think the guys are going to play, and I don't think they're going to win. I don't think. I don't, man.
Yeah,
I don't think. I don't even think they're going to travel. We're back home on Friday. Yeah, I don't even think they'll travel.
Yep.
Probably the young fella, Johnson. I like what he's doing in Atlanta.
Okay, so sorry, not including him either, because that's the other untouchable player they have on their team.
What?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Said not including
Yeah.
He's untouchable. They say he's untouchable.
Yeah, they said the him and Trae are the only two. They want to build around them too.
But kudos to you for finding the loophole, Eric. That was good. It's a good move.
I'm just only went by what you said.
Yeah, no.
I'll probably say Hunter.
Really? Going against the grain, huh?
No.
I want Hunter and Bogey in a package.
So Murray's your third on that team.
For me?
Yeah.
For me?
Yeah. I would say yes for me. But I don't know about Eric.
I like Murray the most. I'm talking about for us. I remember I said I don't think he's a good fit for us.
Yeah.
But if we just talking about talent, yeah, I'll take him off the trade.
I think I'd say I'm a Murray guy too. It's really tough. I'd love to see if we can make that work. Well, first let me say I think we're going to lose. That's just it's too much to that's a lot of guys. I know we said no excuses, but come on now. I also said it's for the fans to make those excuses, and I am a fan, and I'm making that excuse. So the other it's tough. I think for what we need in our fit, I'd probably go Bogdanovich.
What's Capella's contract? Was curious if we were to go the route of going Bogey and Capella or something like that. Is he making a lot?
I think he makes I want to say 17, 18 here. Somewhere around there.
I mean, obviously there's big things brewing with Embiid's injury if we were to make a trade to get Capella, I think. I mean, so wouldn't be a bad move though.
It wouldn't be crazy. He makes 20 this year and 22 the next year. High price backup, man. It's a high price backup.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't be upset if we got Murray and they think they can try to make it work. But I think the most seamless fit would be Bogdanovich for me.
Yeah.
They showed the I think it's the best shooters from every area of the court. It was like this graphic. And Bogdanovich had like the wing, like two of the wing spots.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd love that.
Yeah. Could use that.
Yeah. All right. So, but do you guys have us losing this one? And you don't think? Do you think our guys are not going to travel? Do you think all those guys are going to be out, Teja?
I think it'll be about like half of them. Yeah. I think. Yeah.
I
hope Tobias plays because I think at least with him he get a lot more shots up and boost his value, all kinds of good things.
Yeah. I think Melton's gonna play. He resumed practicing over the weekend and stuff, so he might make his return just to get a game in. Hopefully, but all right, fellas. Well, that does it for us. We'll see you guys Friday as we discuss the gauntlet of games we got coming up here with the Kings on ESPN, Rockets on NBA TV, and Nuggets on TNT. So we got lots to discuss on Friday. So we'll see you guys. Hope you guys enjoy the episode. See you, fellas.
All right, take it easy.
Later on, guys.